Hey y'all, Fred here. Thanks so much for joining me today. We have another interesting knife from my buddy John's collection. So John, longtime friend of mine and of the channel, sent us a bunch of knives over the last year or so for us to review on the channel. This is another one out of the box that he just sent me. So he called this a Joker knife. And if you look them up online, you'll find a whole bunch that look exactly, or actually almost exactly like this, that are called Joker knives, and you'll find them all over the place. So these are inexpensive knives, right? The pricing I saw ranged anywhere from $6-7 up to $50, and that $50 is just some insane dude who's not ever going to get that kind of money, right? So I had to do a lot of homework on it because the Joker knife has the words Joker on it somewhere. I think it was on the pocket clip. So I got digging in and doing some homework on this knife and really doing Google reverse image searches, trying to find this version of this knife. It almost looks like it should have been, or maybe one other version of this knife was some kind of OTF that had a button up here. This is just a weird thing, you know, offsetting on that pivot there. Although it's not really weird because it actually is a pivot. So I guess that's the captive side of the pivot of this knife. This is clearly an assisted knife. So let me go back and finish my prior thought, which was what I discovered is this is an 8-inch tack force black stiletto assisted tactical folding pocket knife. Boy, I did that in one breath. That was pretty impressive. I didn't think I was going to get that out. John paid less than $7 for this knife. He got it for, I think, $6.83. This is an assisted knife. You can buy them all over the place, from Amazon to like DHgate and all kinds of places. And I'm about to cut a fly live on TV. Oh, that was close, man. If I would have sliced that fly in midair with this knife, I would have had to sell this for $200, and y'all would have bought it because you'd had the video proof. Anyhow, on we go. This is my, believe it or not, new short format for videos. Can't quite see how I'm going to pull that off with this one, but we're going to give it a shot. Y'all let me know down in the comments if you think you like this new format. I promise I'm getting to it in just a minute here. But before we do, if you haven't already, you know, do the subscribe notification bell thing. We'd love to have you join our band of renegades. Give me a thumbs up while you're thinking about it now, because you're not going to think about it. You're going to leave my video early, and I know you are, so at least throw me a thumbs up. Help me out. Sure do appreciate that. All right. Let's talk about this thing. Let's do some size comps first. We're going to speed through these as quick as we can. We have a PM2 that doesn't really look like a PM2, but it does look like a PM2. This is the 𝗙𝗃𝗏. You can see this is actually just a hair longer than this. And then, of course, the 𝗙𝗃𝗏3, which is considerably shorter. So this is just a hair shorter than the PM2. Does that give you a good sense? I'm still doing this knife despite my better judgments, because then I have to say this is the Spartan 𝗙ecie 4-inch folder in the Plague Doctor anodized aluminum scales. That's what this one is. It's a big long knife. It's just one of my big knives in my collection. And then, of course, you got a little Rosie down here, and we're right in the middle of all those knives, right? So you get in the picture. This is a medium-sized knife. Here's my guy who said, hey, it'd be really cool if you put knives on a dollar bill, because I know what a dollar bill is, or I can pull one out of my pocket, and now I know how to judge the size of the knife. So there you go. Does that help y'all get a better sense of the knife? Y'all let me know if I should continue doing the old dollar bill trick, because I want to give you guys your money's worth in these videos. All right, bringing up the specs. We're still doing specs. This is an 8-inch knife, full open. Really probably about the right size. 3.5-inch blade, 4.5-inch closed length on the handle. The blade's fairly thin and slicey at 106 thousandths. This is, by the way, a false edge. That's why I'm running my thumb up and down it like that. And you will notice, and I'm a little embarrassed to say, the grind on this is not fantastic, and that's totally my fault. I put this on my work sharp, but the problem is you can't seat these blades very deeply into the work sharp clamps. So what happens is, because of the stiletto shape where this comes back down to a thin point here, you're gripping onto a piece of material that flexes a little too much in those clamps. And so, man, I had the worst time trying to sharpen this knife for my buddy John. I did get it sharp. We're going to look at that in just a minute. But anyhow, that's why it's not the most beautiful. Sorry about that, John. I still love you, man. This was a $7 knife, right? We still friends? 1/2 inch on the width of this thing. This is a satin/coated blade. That's going to be paint pretty much up there for your $7 worth. It's a partial flat, I guess. I don't know what you call this. It's a partial flat. Yeah, handle's made of aluminum. This is some kind of 440 steel. I have no idea if it's an A, a B, a C, or anything else. It's obviously a, well, it's not obvious, but it is definitely a softer side steel. The whole thing weighs just a hair over 4 ounces. This is an assisted OTS out the side. Assisted. So you can feel that spring loading up right there in that last bit of closing, and when you push this button, which there is no jimping on, by the way, you should probably do that where you can actually see, that sucker pops right out there. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to say the average price you can probably find these for is around 15 bucks. My buddy John got one for under 7 bucks. He got a heck of a deal. 27 thousandths is all you're going to get behind the edge. That is up behind the sharpened edge. That's where I measure mine, is where this grind line meets the next unground body of the blade there. So not incredibly thin and slicey, but you know, that's what this knife is. It's not like a deep, long, you know, rosy blade that gives you a lot in there. Anyhow, there you go. Let's take a bit of a closer look. I'm going to bring this sucker on home, I promise. Aluminum handles do feel solid in the hand. There's nothing rattly or jiggly or jingly on there. You can open it and close it. Obviously, you can open it with one hand. You can close it with one hand as long as you do it like this. Grab it with your thumb. Right here is where you can see you get the tension starts to build, and doesn't take a lot of pressure at all the way until it closes. It's locked in and spring loaded and ready to pop right back out. This is a non-reversible tip up carry, which is, yeah, that's the way we want to do it. So sorry for you lefties. Has an interesting shape over here. I guess that lanyard hole, I always wonder why they made it square on this end and round on this end. Why not just really round it off? You could still put a hole inside of it. Anyhow, I don't know. It kind of looks like the number 1 to me. But also looks like the Joker knife. If y'all ever had a Joker knife, we already talked about that, I think, didn't we? Let's move on, shall we? Ease of use is easy. I mean, that sucker just pops right out. Like I said, there is no jimping up here on that thing. It's kind of a push button more than a light switch. It's a little bit of both, but really probably more of a push button. But because it's spring-loaded and assisted, it definitely is going to pop back out. Does feel solid at open. There's no up, down, left, right play in there. And, of course, there's no pivot or detent lash that anybody can figure out because I wouldn't even know how to figure it. I guess, nah, there's no detent lash. The blade is obviously a dagger style, spear point, stiletto point, whatever you want to call it. It's straight out the middle. It's not going to be particularly convenient for draw cuts. However, for stabby stuff, it's fantastic. That's what this is all about. And then, of course, slicing. You can put your finger on here. I probably wouldn't want to push too hard. Not worry it's going to get cut or anything, but you're putting your finger on a relatively thin edge that, you know, although it won't cut you, it's just not going to be all that comfortable to deal with. I guess nitpicks if I had it, the blades steel is a little bit soft, but I mean, really, y'all, how much are we going to nitpick a damn $7 knife? It goes in my pocket. The pocket clip is one of these, you know, we didn't really talk about that. It does have the 3 screws. It's very stiff, that pocket clip is. I say very, yeah, no, that's a very stiff pocket clip. That is definitely on the stiff side. Will it go in and out of your pocket? Yeah, because it's got a big old high Loch Ness Monster bill on it that will clear just about anything you got. Not quite full deep carry on the pocket clip, not reversible, like we said. So there you go. There's my gripes about that. The body screws on this thing are all T6s. Let me make sure I'm confirming that. Where did my T6 go here? Yep, T6. Let me make sure I'm telling you right. I got the right number. Yeah, that's T6. Pivot is a T8, yes. So there you go. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. Ergonomically, it's a slabby, square, rectangular thing. There's no real jimping. You can definitely slide around on this knife. Any decoration here is purely decorative. There's a little bit of jimping on the, I guess we could point out the old lock mechanism. You're locked up about 50% there, I would say, on the liner lock here. Yeah, let me move my hand. Maybe you can see that. See, I'm looking at... So, yeah, maybe getting towards the late side. But, again, this knife is brand new. And, again, this knife is $7. And it cuts. Will it cut? That's really what we want it to do. Does it pop out and look like a crazy, wicked dagger that is going to scare people? Yeah, probably. Does it cut? Yeah, after a whole lot of working and finagling on the old work sharp, it cuts like a champ. So, hopefully, John will be happy about that. There you go. Let me know. I'm not sure what I missed, but y'all can pretty much figure it out. This is a cool little assisted out the side $7 knife with a 440 steel. That's a little bit on the soft side, but hey, It's sharp and it cuts like hell. So there you go. How's that for speed? Man, after all my rambling, I still got this thing brought home in under 10 minutes. Y'all should be proud of me because I sure am proud of myself. Let me know what you think about this format down in the comments below. I sure would like to hear from you. As always, love chatting with you guys. Otherwise, I will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to throw me that thumbs up if you didn't throw me that thumbs up. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. If you're still around here, I'm not sure why you're still watching this video. We're done now. Y'all can go home. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.